stand as one, walk with thousands.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dad Bods and Beards. We've got another on-site shoot for you guys. This one's gonna be pretty cool. We have got a special guest, Michael McHenry. We're gonna get into that, have you introduce yourself. We are at Oakfire Kitchen, which is an insane pizza spot here in Utah. But before we get into all of that, we're gonna just highlight our sponsor as always, Mountain Ops.
This is like a thing. I dropped like 65, 70, but it was like dropping the weight was one thing, putting on the muscle was a whole other. And so now we're like that like get jacked dad bod.
Not be
scenario.
weird. Not to. If I lift, I get muscle way too fast. And
But
so
also,
I'm
if you
trying-
walk by a cheeseburger, you gain weight. We're the same, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
And so
we're the
I
same.
tried. We're about to announce something, and it's just like I'm notified.
Is it like a couples announcement?
Train well.
Oh yeah, we got another sponsor. No, a couple's announcement. We're pregnant.
Shit.
No,
Alright,
no,
bro.
but so we're working out on top of running, and I'm just like
Which is funny.
10 pounds from it.
Which is funny is that a podcast called Dad Bods and Beards were sponsored by a supplement company.
Yeah.
Because part of the joke was, or not part of the joke, but part of the thing was like showing that the everyday average guy can actually make changes with the right stuff.
Totally.
And then we have
Here for
we have
that.
another workout app that is going to be sponsoring us starting next month. But the cool part is I don't know if you've ever run across Mountain Ops, but
Oh, yeah, definitely
every purchase on mountainops.com goes towards feeding families in need.
I dig it.
And so, as you guys know, code DADBODS gets you 20% off mountainops.com. That's been everything we've been utilizing for helping us improve our lives. So, without further ado, Michael, thank you for having us, dude.
Likewise, man.
So-
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for coming to see me. But so, give us a quick rundown. I mean, I know Oakfire isn't your only spot. I mean, you've had your hands in
Many.
a lot of spots,
Yeah.
especially around Utah.
Yeah, definitely. So Oak, though, however, is really special, right? Because I had definitely been fortunate to be on some amazing teams and join the founding teams of a handful of other great brands before launching my company about 7 years ago. And I had left a C-suite role of an emerging brand at scale prior to acquiring Oak. So Oak was actually unique because it was already in business. It had opened in 2014. My partner and I, we bought it back in 2018 and then just really took this business in a new direction. What was kind of unique about that is that I had spent the prior several years on the C-suite of emerging brands in the fast casual sector. And 123rd South here in Draper, it's like every fast casual concept in the country wants to be here, right? Every soccer mom is like within a miles, or 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles distance of every one of these Chick-fil-A's and whatever's on the road. And I felt like it was time to like reintroduce and like humanize the industry again. I'd spent so much time in the convenience factor and it was like, let's go 30, 40, 50 people every 15 minutes. I'm like, hey, we want to slow down. Like, let's bring a new level of intentionality. So Oak, when I acquired it, was about basically reintroducing what it means to be a neighborhood bistro. Like where the chef lives in the neighborhood, the host goes to the corner canyon, the server like knows your name, right? And that is really what we've championed and accomplished here in this business has been special. From the time of acquisition to our 6th year anniversary this past year, we'd more than tripled revenue on an already mature business, which was big. So this one is really special, right?
So this is almost kind of like the pinnacle.
This made my company possible.
Okay.
And it proved that we could bring in that level of intentionality to culture, to
Why do you think that is? Why do you think
fit.
people want that? Why do people want that connection?
People just want to know you care. Like that's just true. Like people love the conveniences. We love the busy lifestyle. We love all the options. We love stuff at our fingertips, but we also want to be seen.
Yeah.
And so every one of my brands, when you walk in, our goal, dude, we just see you and we give you an opportunity to be seen. Right? People go like, oh, well, your dining rooms and your brands are Instagrammable. We're like, oh, we built these so that you come in, and the essence is like that you feel welcomed enough that you want to share that. Like, take a selfie, take a picture, join your girls, join your fellas. Like, we don't care, dude. If you just finished Pilates, a golf tournament, dude, you're hashing it out. You're arcing over a round table because the business is about to go to some level of acquisition, or you're just resolving, some conflict inside of your relationship. We want to create space to do it all. And so Oak really was the start. And then we have Sunday's Best, which is coming up on its 4th anniversary. We have 2 locations. Our first one is in Sandy on 106 South and State.
Anything in Ogden area?
It's an absolute killer. Not yet.
Because that's where I'm.
Not yet. And then we've got that. Then we have one at the airport as well.
Oh, nice.
And then we're about to open our newest one downtown.
Oh, wow.
Actually, the week before Father's Day. So ribbon cutting on the 12th, some soft opening VIP stuff, and it's a Sunday's Best on the main floor. Massive, cool. You've never seen the intent on like restaurant design, the intentionality of what we kind of curated from the anthropology of the space. But the upstairs is 21 and older. It's a champagne lounge, daytime, end cap atriums overlooking the city. It's called Sunday School.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
And bro, we are like, dude, the entrance of this thing has a confessional on the left side.
That's funny.
It's like the stuff heading up the stairs. Like there's some things where like if you get it, you're gonna really get it. If you don't get it, you're like, whatever, it's still gonna be cool and fun. But like really bright, poppy, and it's a daytime vibe. We're gonna close this thing at like 9 p.m. So think of like any bar in Salt Lake City doesn't close at 9 p.m. Some of them even open at that time. And then we have Picarica Americana Barbecue in St. George. And I don't know if you guys have heard about it yet. It's an absolute killer. I mean, every day that we're open, there's 30 to 40 people, probably sometimes more, maybe a little less, waiting for us to open. There's just a line to the door till we sell out. And it's our straight up menu, dude. Like you guys need, when you're in St. George, you got to get there. But it is by far, I'm biased, I'm just gonna say
it's like your
but
kid.
it's like, it is the best barbecue, like in all of Utah and challenges the Southwest. I mean, Texas Monthly.
All right, that's saying something.
I'm telling you.
Have you been to
Yeah.
Pat's?
Oh yeah. I mean,
I love Burton's
yeah.
on Friday more before
I actually love Pat's downtown. Like that's respect for that.
Yeah.
I just tell you, like our business is like so subjective, right? Like think of, is there any business that's as subjective as the restaurant business? Like just think about it. It's like our palates are all different. Yeah, we can align in some things. We're like, bro, I might like spicy, I might not like, I might sweet, you might be savory, you may be both, you may be none.
Yeah.
Bro, you might honestly just eat lettuce. Like you're like a
bland,
rabbit out here. But Texas Monthly came out and said, they came out, bro, I mean, you
should see it. He has a head of lettuce between his legs right now. He's just like,
chocolate covered lettuce. Hey.
we opened this thing on 420,
Oh, nice.
right? Because we want people to just be as munchy
my
as
daughter's
possible.
birthday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Girl dad, we'll talk about that, I'm sure. But Texas Monthly came out and they named us number 7 of the top 50 Texas-style barbecue restaurants in the country. Utah's never even sniffed that list. No, like they haven't even had an honorary mention. And I'm not like out here to compete in that. I'm just saying we just brought environment as well as quality, and we sauced it up.
Sorry, I'm not trying to.
No, please.
Have you been to Salt Lake in Austin?
Salt Lake, that might be one I haven't been to.
You gotta go to Salt Lake. It's a winery, and a barbecue joint, and it's like legit good.
Do brisket and champagne.
Apparently, we need to start like Dad Bods and Beers like food review and just have you on monthly.
Sounds like we better do this.
It's like
I don't
the
know why we
weirdest
wouldn't.
thing. It's the weirdest thing, but you go in there and it just works. Like it's so good.
This is the Mary of pancakes and champagne. This is like the whole.
Yeah.
This is like the whole mission behind our brunch brand is like pairing those together, like wine and brisket, bro. I'm here for it.
We should have eaten before we came because I'm like really hungry.
We're definitely probably gonna flag down chef and eat while we talk.
We're gonna have a pizza, but
so those are our brands right now.
So that's the cool thing is like obviously you can tell that like the passion is there, right? Like so it's really cool to see like. Tyson's obviously been running the, Copper John's a grooming company for a few years now. I went full time with content creation and podcasting in January.
Cool.
And so it's really cool to see, like the passion and drive behind somebody who's been doing it for so long, right? And so I like the intentionality behind all the stuff you're talking about. Like it's like there's so many restaurants in Utah.
You gotta stand out.
Yeah.
There's actually 5,700-ish restaurants in all of Utah. I'm the chairman of the Utah Restaurant Association board, got named this May actually. Been on that board for 10 years. Yeah, it's very cool. But there's 5,700 in Utah operating.
There's 10,000 grooming companies that I compete with.
Because the crazy thing is like it's 5,700 in Utah, and it's all along I-15.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's like there's not a lot of spread out.
It's literally like the other like 10% is like everywhere else.
Sure.
Like
So you're gonna do a soda
however.
shop?
Dude, you know what? I'll be dead serious. Like I had my director of culinary come to me like 10 years ago and pitch me on sugar cookies and dirty Diet Coke, and I was like, nah, it's just a fluke. We missed that. And literally, like we would have been like early to the game. Yeah. So I still give her respect for that because her cookies are the best. Like they're so good. She still works for me today. She's badass. She's my business partner too. And yeah, I kind of missed that one, but I got a lot of respect for the ones that are out there doing it.
I just want to go to the barbecue place now.
Yeah, I mean, Thirst, Swig, these guys are like,
It's bleeding out now. So like, I mean, there's
Crumble Cook is huge.
it's bleeding
dude,
out into other states.
billion valuation I heard or something like that. I'm like, dude, it's interesting because, 6.5 years ago, we were at 0, right? And now we're knocking on the door of 30 plus million. We can add another about 15 million in top line this year in our group. And that was just wild. Like, I didn't come from a lot of choices. Neither of my parents graduated high school, and they're good people. My dad is literally one of my best friends, and he gave me such unconditional love. But it wasn't like, what school are you going to? What are you going to become? Who are you? It was just like, I'm going to love you. I'm going to put a roof over your head, and you're going to figure life out. And I feel like there's so many gifts in that too. And so someone that didn't really come from much, everything seems like a lot, and when a lot is a lot. And so we just honor it, bro.
Let's run on that. So like we've talked about, I mean, I love that we kind of almost went like backwards. We talk about all the big and the fun and the boom right now, right?
Yeah.
But then you just touched on mom and dad.
Yeah.
You just touched on the upbringing. You touched on that. So how did, like, span the gap for us? Like, how do we get from that upbringing to being in the position that you're at today? And then how does that play into all the mentality and the mental health and all that stuff?
Dude, thank you guys for that. That's very thoughtful. Probably why I'm here in a lot of ways. But this is a huge part of my life now.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, self-love, that reflection, not gaining identity till I was about 39. I'm turning 43 this year. And I spent a huge part of my life just being like, I just want to be successful and everything else can just follow. And I kind of started it backwards, right? I created wakes that I wasn't even aware of, let alone I would never be proud of. Like, I was just so hell bent on creating and building that, there's just a lot of kind of self-sabotage, close relationships, divorces, challenges. Like, I'm the dude that's sitting with you right now that's like, I've been divorced, I've been sued, I've been fired, I've cheated, I've been cheated on. Yeah. But for the choices and redirection that I've made, like I stand here or sit here with you guys today and be like, I'm healthier today mentally and physically than I've ever been. Yeah. My 40-year-old body kicks the shit out of my 30-year-old body, and my 50-year-old body is gonna do the same thing to 40. Like, I'm so committed to that. And so, to ask that question, I most definitely, as I said, I grew up in a family that definitely loved me, didn't coddle me, but definitely loved me. Didn't provide a lot of kind of directionality for me. I was shaped like a linebacker in high school, but bowling was my sport. And so competitive bowling is all I knew. I bowled over 34,000 games. My hand drew crooked from it. I pulled my pelvic bone apart from repetitive motion, but I met coaches.
You can pull a muscle bowling.
You can pull your bones apart if you're obsessed enough.
Holy cow.
Which I definitely did. I fractured my pelvic bone from repetitive motion while my body was maturing and growing. Yeah, bro. Bombs. And so it's been a lot of big journey, but that sport provided me with some mentors, and those mentors ultimately changed my life. And I met inside of the bowling business. I had a pro shop when I was 18, and the founder and proprietor, his name was Mr. Sean Collins. He walked up to me one day and said, "Hey, you're way too talented for this." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? I'm too talented for the only thing I know." And I was kind of pissed. In my mind, I'm like, who's gonna sit down in front of me and tell me that I'm too talented to be a professional bowler, that I'm too talented to run a bowling pro shop when it's all I've ever known?
It feels like that was your dream at the
It
moment.
was, and about an hour later, I committed to being the first general manager for him at the time of a restaurant opening called Costa Azul, which within 2 years turned into Costa Vida and became massive. Oh, yeah. And
no
so
way.
I was with those guys from 0 stores to many, and they taught me everything in the business from 19 years old till I was about 27 or 28. And so I cut my teeth and learned the business, learned scale, learned brand, learned what not to do at an extreme level because we just didn't know what the hell we were doing. Sure. And they're having some of their most relevant years now, and I have so much respect for them. I still got Tomatillo Ranch and sweet pork in my veins. But that's where I learned the business. And from that point, it just grew. Yeah. And I didn't even realize at the time, my role in that was to create lifestyle around this brand mission. And so that opportunity sort of changed my life. But
how has that helped you in your business today? Meaning, like, as I have grown a business and as Logan and I are growing Dad Bods, we run into things that I've never would even have thought about. Like, you're like, what? That's a problem? And then all of a sudden, it's a big problem. Yeah. So how has your experiences led to you being able to handle the stress?
Oh, thank you.
Because to ask Logan, these past 2-3 months have been ridiculous for me, like ridiculous, to the point where I actually called Logan. I'm like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. And I talked to my wife about like legit, like it was scary for me. And now I made it out.
Yeah.
Now I feel better and I'm more like just today. And I know I can handle it now. And I knew I could handle it, but it's just like, how have you been able to handle the stress? Because all of us and the listeners and everyone, they go through all the stress.
Big time. I think sometimes you can listen to the podcast and be like, well, that dude or her, but they had it differently, right? They didn't have the same challenges, or they got lucky along the way. And the truth is, I think one of the biggest things we do as entrepreneurs and founders is that we expect that it's not supposed to be hard. That we sometimes set the expectation that it's not supposed to like keep you up at night, or it's not supposed to like have you on the floor in your shower, that it's not supposed to have you stand in front of your partner and look at your wife with tears in your eyes and going like, I don't think I'm capable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that I'm built for this. And then we have to remind ourselves that we made this decision, that we got radically clear on why we exist. And I will tell you that I've always been radically tenacious because I never wanted to grow up. Like, I never wanted my family or myself to experience what I did as a kid. So that drive and tenacity came from the fact that I didn't want to grow up broke. I grew up broke. I didn't want to live broke. I didn't want to raise my family that way. Yeah. And there would be that essence, you know, like I remember my mom, she's just like, she'd scrape the coins together to like fill the gas in her car. And at the same time, there'd be like a family with a boat. You know, my mom's like putting $1.75 worth of gas in her old Monte Carlo, and there's like a family with a boat. And I'm like, damn, I don't know what choices it's going to make. I don't even know what that means yet. But as a kid, I have that visual. And so I think my tenacity actually came from not wanting to be broke, right? But I will tell you that what truly shifted for me and how I maintained my stress, because I've been there. You guys trust me, like I've had those issues. I would self-medicate. I would seek love and warrant from relationships and others. I wanted so many people to love me and coddle me because I was just so lost. All I had was like this mindset to like go build, but no like awareness, right? And so you said like, what do you do to manage stress? I'll tell you, no matter what, when you choose to sign the front of the check, stress is a part of that game.
Yeah.
And you have to identify some tools to be able to manage that sustainably and viably. And so many of us, whatever your choices are, at times you can find yourself out there, man. Some people self-medicate. Some people feed their mind and body with nonsense. Some people, lean into the bottle. They lean into drugs, porn, whatever it is, those are just realities. This became my best medicine. I spent time to really see myself, like recognize and respect who I see in the mirror, really learn to fall in love with him.
How'd you do that?
I'll tell you, like I was at an experience about 3 years ago. It was a men's offsite, and I would say like find a collective, find a men's group, find something,
I look at Logan, I'm like, we're great one.
Find your tribe. I was a very present participant and leader at when we were We Are the They, which is put together by Jimmy Rex, and Jimmy. So I was in his leadership group too, and that changed my entire life. It provided me with tools to see my awareness. But the big one was, we had a facilitator one time, and she was taking us through this journey, and she was talking about all of these sort of like attributes of people that hide behind their reflection. Ooh. Like self-convincing narratives. Like, are you gonna continue to lie to yourself? Are you gonna continue to try to fake everybody else but never fake yourself? And when she said, are you gonna start to tell yourself the truth?
Ouch.
Tyson, that's it, man. Like, I lied to myself for 85% of my life. Good, bad, and ugly. I think sometimes there's a self-convincing life to be good.
Did you realize you were doing that?
I didn't realize I was doing it till I reflected in it. I was like, holy shit.
That's what I was gonna say. You get so, and I did this, I'm identifying a crap time with you right now, of like, you get so good at lying to yourself that you like,
you believe it.
You believe yourself.
Bro, it's like
it's almost like reverse manifestation.
Well, it is
like
manifestation,
the worst
just in the negative way.
Right?
Well, but also like, trust me, that self-convincing narrative can be very good to
100%.
drive you into the result, especially in the businesses that you're building, that you're selling, that you're growing. Like, we need some of that, even when it's like compartmentalization, self-convincing. Like, these things can be very powerful tools. Some of the greatest athletes, minds, leaders in the world carry those. But the healthiest ones, the most dangerous ones, the dangerous and kind men at the helm of their own missions and visions, and sometimes on behalf of others, have figured out how to respect it and honor it. And I think a lot of men hide from their true reflection, because once you see it, bro, You can't unsee it. And so, dude, when I saw it, I saw that I'd been lying to myself. I looked right in the mirror. I'm in Moab, Utah 3 years ago. I looked in a fucking mirror, saw myself for the first time. I'm like, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you that once I did, and I committed that I would never lie to myself again, and that I was never gonna lie to another person. And dude, like, I was the guy that lived pretty fluidly. You know, I walked into this thing like 3 years ago in my men's group. Dude, I had been married for almost 10 years. I had just had twins with someone else outside of my marriage. My personal brand and my business brands have probably never been more relevant at the time. I had a 20-year recreational drug problem. And I walked in this thing thinking that I was just fine. Like, I had no idea what I was about to see in the next like 8 to 10 hours. And it was like, holy shit, I walked in not thinking, dude, my life is good. My life is in flow. Like, I've never made probably this much money. I've never built this much, probably never been more recognized. And for whatever reason, I'm kind of keeping the household together. And about 8 to 10 hours later, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Like, bro, you're a mess. Like, you're a fucking mess and you have no idea.
Yeah.
And the next 8 months, you guys, were the hardest 8 months of my life. Removing that self-convincing narrative, changing and shifting through relationships and partnerships, like taking extreme accountability for my participation from my decisions, like looking my wife in the eyes and saying, hey, like, by the way, like, I made decisions that are not on mission with this relationship and these commitments. And by the way, I don't even know that our value system is aligned anymore. We need to figure this out. Like, we met when we were kids. And there was a whole evolution from reflection to process to overcoming resent, shame, which is such a bitch, but like coming over the shame and then ultimately saying, it's okay. Like, I see you for the first time, bro. I'm not mad at you. I'm a little confused, but we're gonna go to work. Yeah. And I can tell you right now, looking you in the eyes, I have never wavered on that work that I committed to. And what's crazy, you can say, yeah, dude, I was 290 pounds, I'm completely out of weight, like, I'm cheating on my wife, like, dude, I'm lying to myself, I'm lying to my business because, hello, like, if you're living in that world, that's just what's happening. And now it's like, my relationships have never been more meaningful.
So those two guys that we've built our whole brand off of being called the Dad Bods, and now we're like affectionately called the Dad Bods even in like networking circles. I think it's kind of cool that we're also getting recognized for the positive changes that we've been making to those Dad Bods. A big player in that game for us is Trainwell. So we've been working with Trainwell for a couple of weeks now. And what's your take on it?
I was struggling to get to the gym. We were just running, but I couldn't get to the gym. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing because all this running and the next thing I know, I need to work out, but I'm just like, I'm so tired. And so through juggling my work, through juggling my time with my family and the running, I had to find something that was going to give me accountability and allow me to do what I need to do.
Well, and that's why I think that Trainwell has done so well for me is that even though you have a history in weightlifting, and I used to spend quite a bit of time in the gym myself, when you end up getting to don the title of Dad Bod, what comes with that is all the different responsibilities that life throws at you with family, with work, and with finances and all that stuff. So you kind of lose the drive to go to the gym because it's more about surviving, getting through the day, and making sure that everybody you love has what they need. But Trainwell has taken the guesswork out of it for me.
Well, you know what I love about it is it's personalized. So your workout is different than my workout. So Nate is our trainer. I'm texting Nate daily. Everything is pictured and everything's in slow motion. So it shows me exactly what I need to do. He's personalizing it to exactly what I need at the moment.
So download Trainwell today and get your free 14-day trial because it's not just about getting fit. It's about showing up for yourself. And the best way that listeners can get access to this themselves is by heading to go.trainwell.net/dadbodsandbeards.
Right, like today, Flow House with Mitch Matthews and those guys. It was 45 minutes from my house, or 40 minutes from my house. I nailed that before this podcast because like I wanted to be with other founders. I saw that was important. And what was interesting when I looked around that room, like the guys and gals that were in there, you can tell are like living their life with intent. And so developing that mission becomes not only a self-accountability partnership, but it allows you to point towards every decision you're making, whether that means building a business, exiting a business, whether you're taking it to a certain scale. Like, what does that mean for your family? What does that mean for you? When I put something in my body, right? I have to recognize, like, is that on mission for me?
Yeah.
Here's what's wild, you guys, that I believed in building business specifically, that it was all about the solve to every problem was more labor, more time, like the light is always on. Yeah. Exhausting myself, exhausting others, like for whatever reason, believing that the hustle and grind culture was just like what it's supposed to be. And when I backed away from that all I ever knew was so hard that I felt like I was cheating my business by not giving it so much that I just, when I would get home, I'd have to crawl to bed. And my kids couldn't have any, I had nothing left to give. My wife, I couldn't give anything to her. I just went home and it was like, great, I'm glad we live in this dope neighborhood and we go to great schools, we drive great cars, and we have vacations, and I can't even talk to you. I can't even participate. This morning, dude, between all these meetings, dude, I still had a moment. My little daughter, Veda, was in a princess dress. We had a little dance off in the driveway before I left. Cool. And like, I would never give myself that chance. I wouldn't even create the opportunity for her to be in the driveway with me at that point years ago. But like, we find ourselves in this. And when we know why we exist, then we can show up radically beautifully for ourselves. And it feels selfish at first, and then pretty soon the byproduct is your relationships richen, right? When I shifted this way, there's a reason why our business is currently growing at like 30% over prior year, week over week, for like 14 weeks in a row. Like, it starts in here. It starts with you. It starts with you as the founder. Like, our business has never been better. My friendships have never been stronger. Like, my relationships have never been better. The participation with my daughters has never been better because of that one mission.
Also, when you find peace and you have true peace in your life, relationships get better, everything in your life gets better, is what I'm understanding.
Peace within yourself. Like, you know what the old saying is, like, you're out there searching for love, right? And you'll never find it when you're searching for it until you fall in love with yourself, then you attract it. Peace is the exact same way. Yeah. The more calm your nervous system can become, and dude, I'm ADHD, you guys already know, like,
I haven't noticed.
Calmness is not even a thing for me, right? Like, my whole life seems like, you know, peaks and valleys. They're not ebbs and flows. As much as they're just like, we're surfing the waves, they feel radical to me. But even in my state, there is a level of peace and flow that I can share with others. Yeah. And so, yeah, dude, it's
dude,
just,
this has been an amazing conversation.
Bro, by the way, you know what
I was gonna say,
what's this called again?
Dude, this is the Hot Honey Pep, dude.
This is what my wife calls me. It's her pet name for me.
Hot Honey Pep?
Well, bro, you are as lucky as can be. Honestly, dude, we sell hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of these on an annual basis. You're gonna take that and just fold it, dude. That little cheese pull was amazing. You're gonna rip that thing up. You're just gonna fold it.
Let's see if we can. Oh,
you're gonna
look
put
at
it
that.
you're just gonna put it in your mouth.
Did you
really
get
good.
that?
Yeah, you're just gonna grab that, and you're gonna just be. I mean, dude, just and you see that dripping off there?
We need to make this a regular, like, all of our interviews need include.
Cheers, boys.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
You can taste the honey.
Let's show Brock.
Dude.
Hot honey pepperoni.
Is it in my beard?
This starter bit on our pizza's been
Oh my
going for.
God.
We've kept the same
This is
starter
so
going.
good.
I never thought about putting honey on pizza.
This same dough has been live for years. That's how this works. You're
Oh,
starting
really?
out this dough. You can taste it. You're almost like, I don't know why it's so good, but it's in our wood
I just
fire.
downed it.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
it's
like your dough starter's been alive for years.
years. We protect that like gold. Like it's literally worth its weight in gold. And I mean, our menu is an absolute star here, but my executive chef and partner, Ian Jensen, is a fucking rock star, dude. And you can taste it in every single bite. Creminelli
came up with this?
pepperonis. We've just evolved it over the years, but Creminelli pepperoni, the intentional cheese, the starter that's been going for years. Dude, get in there.
Dude, I'm not lying. This is so good.
Bro, but I tell people, like, you have no idea that the best Neapolitan style pizza, and I'm biased as can be, because the truth is my standards are higher than most. I know what my standard is, and whatever you allow becomes your standard. That's a good one. Write that down. By the way, whatever you allow becomes your standard. This is the standard for pizza, dude.
Someone get Dave Portnoy out here.
Exactly.
This is so good.
I love his pizza reviews so much.
Chef, get over here and take a bite of this last pizza real fast so we can show you off. Hurry up. Bro, never trust a skinny chef, right? That's just the truth of what it is. Like, chef, can I feed it to you on camera? Is that too much? Is this too much? Dude, this is the dude that actually like this is his thing, bro. Like, come on, baby. Yeah, here, take that with you. God, well,
Dude,
hello,
you.
we clearly did it. Dude, that sucked, right?
Hold on.
That sucked.
Hold on.
That totally sucked.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's so
sucked.
good.
Yeah.
Dude, Michael, this has been. I should finish my bite before I like talking
Yeah,
all the
it's
time.
all good.
Ask him the final question.
I got food in my mouth,
Just
bro.
do it now.
Thank you for letting me take up so much space, you guys.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
This is
Thank
the
you.
thing is that, I mean, we're talking about space, right? We're talking about the fact that guys, I love that this is going to be the final thought, and I want you to kind of riff on this, and then we'll wrap it up. One thing that you said was dangerous and kind men at the helm.
Yeah.
Right? So I loved that explanation, because that's the thing is we talk about, especially with social media, like toxic masculinity is everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I just had a conversation with my wife and some friends and stuff last night about the definition of like masculinity. And one of the kind things that was said was, one of our friends there said, well, we feel like with dad bods and beards and some of the people that you're talking to and having on the show, you're redefining masculinity. Is that it is not just bros pounding their chest all the time. It's opening up and being like, hey, I looked in the mirror and I had to redefine myself, and it took me 9 months and I'm still working at it. So with that, like, to the guys that might feel like they're in the beginning stages of that, they're in the middle of it, or they're maybe coming out on the other side of it, what's like that last little bit of like little nugget of like, what does a dangerous and kind man look like at the helm?
One, thank you guys for creating a platform that can actually put spotlight on those that are out here. No one has arrived, but figuring it
Sure.
out and sharing their best practice, taking the intent. It's if there's anything that this world needs, is good men and good self-aware men duplicating in their likeness. And it's actually not soft to be self-aware. It's not soft to be self-loving. It's not soft to be self-prioritizing. It's not a nice guy thing. It's a kind guy thing. And the reason that I believe that kind and dangerous is so important is that we have a responsibility and a stewardship as men to protect. We have a stewardship and a responsibility as men to make sure that no one else needs to rely on us. We have a responsibility to never be someone else's liability, especially our families. So tool in that, be dangerously prepared, be resourceful, be in great shape, stay ready in those things. I lived so much of my life wanting to believe and rely on others that it was like, geez, I'll never want to be a liability. The kind side is that I think the most dangerous warriors are the ones that have the biggest hearts.
Put that on a t-shirt.
And your people need to know how much you love yourself. And when it's done and it's authentic and it's understood, it's not ego. You're not hiding behind ego. Ego is when you lack awareness, right? Confidence is when you're clear, in my opinion. By the way, this is my bullshit opinions, but I never let a day go by that I don't let the people closest to me know that I love them. And I never let a moment go by, and I can promise you this, I never walk past a mirror that I don't see myself and remind myself that I love myself. Like, that's a real thing. And there's not ego in that, that's just truth. And so you have to define that through your behavior and through your actions. Like, I would believe that people, when they feel my essence and see me in public, they know that I'm willing to put my arms around you. I'm willing to guide you. And I also am not gonna tolerate your bullshit or mine. Yeah.
Dude, Michael, thank you. This has been a very big breath of fresh air. I mean, this is like one thing we've have this segment where we talk mental health, we talk some fun stuff, and then we've been talking to a lot of like entrepreneurs, like some entrepreneurs, right? And then like successful people, and it's really cool to bridge the gap between like the everyday average guy who may not be able to see eye to eye with somebody who's built so much versus like, at the end of the day, we're all people just fighting for a better life.
Yeah.
And so,
I believe you deserve it. Yeah. That's something too, like, I think so many men look at the successful man or someone else's achievement, their family, their home, their car, their boat, their reality, their business. And the truth is, like, you just recognize that we're all human, that no one really has it figured out. And the time is just always now.
Well, what I like, you guys just kind of reminded me of something. When Logan and I started this, we were close to 80 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were doing. We were down. We were a little bit depressed, and
a lot of bit depressed.
Yeah, and we were just starting our battle.
Yeah.
And within this 2 years this year, this month.
Yeah, we're coming up on our 2 years.
And people have got to see us evolve and grow, and we're still evolving and growing, and your conversation will help me evolve and become better.
Thank you.
And it's just like, I think having people on like you who are still trying to figure it out but have it figured out, and us trying to figure it out at the same time, it really helps everyone know that none of us are perfect. None of us, no one knows what the crowd, but at the same time, we're doing our best every day, and that's all that matters. And so when you have a person that, we have several people who message us all the time, and just say, we're struggling, I'm like, we all are, man. And mind you, your battles, I understand, is tough. But you got this. Just live it one day. One day is 24 hours, and then you have another day that you can just beat it. And so,
well,
sorry, that just reminded me of just like,
there's no apologies necessary.
How far Logan and I really have come, and
Proud of you, man.
all of a sudden just felt a little bit of gratitude. And it's like,
Proud of you. Thank you.
we've really done.
well, I mean, gratitude is, I mean, it's everything you talk about.
Well, you guys inviting me onto your platform is meaningful, and I have definitely learned, specifically over the last couple of years, like these moments, these times, this priority can never be taken for granted. No. Whether that's a guest on your show, a guest in our dining rooms, a breath that we get to take, what God has provided us with. Stop taking those things for granted. Start honoring and living them, and participate where you can. And maybe I can close with this, but I think as men in our evolution, as we do grow, as we do become and we greater become, there's a stewardship and responsibility that follows what's worked. 100%. And we have a responsibility and a duty as men to share that. And more strong men need to share what's working. More strong men need to have vulnerability with action to be able to show proof of that and show that map, show that way, right? And I'm committed to that. I believe you guys are committed to that. My good friend, Dr. Nicholas Howland, and I started a little men's community called Broactive, and we create these conversations, like kind of firesides once a quarter around just men. Like we have one coming up. We're going to talk about couples. We're going to talk about like how the man carries himself in a relationship with himself as well as with his partner, and so there's just, I think we're even trying to do a little bit of that. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks, Rabbit. I'm sure we're going to rub shoulders and bump shoulders. I mean, Sean's one of our partners, and you guys are buddies, and guys, check out. I mean, we're going to put a link of all your spots, especially if you guys are here in Utah.
I'm going to come here with my family.
I'm like, can we get another one? I'm like, no.
Definitely so. Yeah.
Michael, thank you.
Yeah,
dude,
likewise.
So much.
And to any of those listeners, like, follow me on Instagram, just Michael at Michael McHenry, and that's me. That's the one social platform I manage on my own. So if you're DMing me and I'm hitting you back, that's me. Especially that men are out there like growing in their journeys. Like, would love to just share as much as I possibly can, and our dining rooms are always open to you, and so thank you so much.
Yeah, we've got a link page. We'll put all your stuff on there, and thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we will.
I'm going to follow you.
We'll catch you next week.
Toodles.